I think this is the most inefficient administration that I have ever seen in my goddamn life. Hindi nyo matutumba to ng ganito lang because the people of Davao trusted him because of how he performed in this city.
Yun nga, even BRD big debate there, it was not able to convey what people voted for him with an overwhelming 600,000 votes compared to 80,000 sa kanyang.
You cannot easily break down the empire built on trust and good governance. So, kasi yun din talaga yung nakita ng mga tao sa Davao. So, you cannot easily change that because it's what we experience. And the elections week story so.
Actually, hindi lang sa Davao City because it also happened in key cities across the country, in Cebu and Manila.
Nung panahon, only mainstream media can make or break a politician. How they angle, how they present these politicians, how much they pay the mainstream media to, promote them. But now we have social media. So, ang mga tao ngayon are more informed. They know what's happening and they know what this administration is doing. Wala silang maisasagot. They cannot answer the issue. Kaya lagi nilang postpone yung moral arguments. So, the only way para malaman ng mga tao if you're really trustworthy, you answer the courts. Sagutin niyo yung problema sa gas, sagutin niyo yung problema sa PhilHealth, then maybe yung mga tao will trust this government again. But until then, why would we trust you? All you were doing for the past 3 years was politicking through the ayuda. You siphoned all the resources of the government, the money, even the workforce of the government to divide the country to pursue your political ambitions. Ito na gobyerno. So, I suggest, sagutin nyo na lang ng diretso yung mga tinatanong yung mga na nasa korte. Filipinos, we may be poor, but we're not dumb people. Kasi akala kasi itong mga nasa taas, I think, tingin na sa mga tao, aso. You just give them food and they will eat it outright, diba? Kasi pagkain na yun, no. We are human beings and we are Filipinos and we are proud of our country. And we want our country na bumanda. Diba? We want our country to progress. We want to move forward. And problema, the method of this government is very counterproductive sa gusto nating makamit na gobyerno in the future because it's a band-aid solution. Kasi ang ginawa ng gobyerno, they took advantage of problema na tao sa pera. They took advantage of that. Kaya tingin nila if they give them money or ayuda, the people will favor that. But the Filipinos know it. It's not the solution. The solution is employment, no corruption in government, and properly appropriate money that should go back to the people in forms of programs and projects, especially infrastructure. So the people, can move around freely and wala pa tayo dyan sa peace and order, move around freely to stimulate the economy. Make it easy for people na makakilos para may hanap buhay. Hindi ka gagawa ng tulay if you keep on destroying roads and building them again just to give contracts to people that you favor. It's going to make the life of Filipinos uncomfortable and very hard to navigate through life. Why not just gawa na lang kayo ng road, then make it sturdy and indestructible so that you can move on to other projects, especially in the rurals kung saan naghihirap yung mga tao. So wag din na sirain yan. Gawin nyo para makakilos na ang tao so para may hanap buhay nga. So everybody will earn. May bigas sa lamesa. So do not give the Filipinos money because after all they will just buy ito lang mana nila and then they, there are other expenses that they have to worry about like for their health and education, diba? I think this is the most inefficient administration that I have ever seen in my goddamn life.
Eto Mayor, balikan lang namin ni Hana kasi next week, the 4th State Federation address of our beloved President will happen, Mayor. So I'm not sure if you still have expectations na sasabihin niya sa zona niya. Okay, next topic.
You think you can turn around this country in 2 years? You have done so much damage already. Wala na, wala. Ubus na pera ng Pilipinas ngayon. And sige, let's say, magpapatayo ka ng maganda tulay. How long will that take? And not only that, let's take into account kung may pera pa ba pang paggawa ng mga infrastruktura. Tapos, tingin ko, during his zona, you will be telling things that you will never do. Like with the previous zonas that he did. Because all of the zonas that he did, he never did. Never fulfilled all of those. I do not know why we should, continue to tolerate this kind of administration. I think people, as your responsibility as citizens of this country, should voice out. Huwag kayong diigin because it's not something, it is wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
Became the world's largest seller of gold in the first half of 2024. We will talk
World's
about
largest seller of gold this half of 2024.
with 24.95 tons, which decreased our gold in 15.69%.
So don't tell me you're gonna use that money again to buy people through ayuda. It's not gonna work anymore. Kung gusto mo bumaba ka na presidente na wala kang problema, work! Magtrabaho ka. Listen to the people, tanungin mo anong problema, ayusin mo. Ayaw, huwag ka pumunta ng mga may nasunog, tapos pupunta mo doon, magkipicture at turo-turo mo na para kang taga-BFP. Or pumunta ka ng baka, para kang nagtrabaho sa disaster because we all know you do not know anything. Sige na lang photo ops. That's all you do. It's photo ops. It's PR because you have ABS-CBN, you have GNT, you have TV4, you have all the mainstream media here. But you cannot, you cannot change the reality on the ground with what's happening with the people. They are weaponizing government right now. So if you talk about issues, kunwari, sasalita ka, saan yung Philip, or ito si Risa of the Beros, may lumabas na issue. The weaponized government, kakasuhan ka nila to, silence you. Patatahimikin ka nila, tatakutin ka nila, Akalan nila ginawa yan dito sa Davao. You cannot play fair. You have all the power and the influence that you have right now as an administration, and yet these are the only things that you can do rather than fix the problem. Pag ayaw ninyo sinasabi ng tao, kahit totoo naman, kakasuhan nyo. Support kasi kayo. Yan talaga yan. Just play fair. Ito rin si Romualdez, walang lumalaban. It's either, I do not know what happens in the global, but maybe baka takot ka pag may tumakbo against you, matatalo ka. You're not even relevant, actually. You are a nobody. Matig, panalo na walang gangal. Pagkita ka naman na may kalaban ka, disqualify mo lang, akot ka lang. Ang main platform on how they operate diversion through the media is to use the Duterte family. Kami ang ginagamit na diversionary tactics so that they can continue to steal money, to maneuver the money of the people's taxes. While mainstream media is consistently, nagpapakita na may problema ng mga Duterte, ganon. Why not try to investigahan what they are doing behind the scenes? So far, parang kami naman ang naging problema dito sa Pilipinas for the past 3 years. So this Remulla guy is very cunning. Lawyer siya. I think they're having trouble with the impeachment case sa kay Inday Sara. So this Remulla guy, pag maging ombudsman siya, he will use the position again to weaponize it against the vice president. Yan lang pa niyan. Nilang itindihin nyo. Tapos, yung taalik sa Pungero, naging war on drugs na sa Pungero. War on drugs. You really look stupid Mga stupido talaga kayo sa totoo lang.
Sino ba direktor nyo?
Sana ako na lang yung ginawa niyo kasi gumawa ng story. Mas magaling ako gumawa ng story. Mananalo pa kayo. Ngayon, mga sabungero, naging drop war on drugs. Putsa klase mo eh. Anong klase ito? Mas sumobra pa kayo sa sa Netflix. Sa totoo lang. You are ridiculous people. It will not only be the Vice President. Pag sinimulan ni Remulla yan, yung ombudsman niya na posisyon, pag natapos niya yan si Inday Sara, lahat ng mga politiko, mahawakan nila eh. Okay, sige, ayaw mong kumapti sa amin, may kaso ka. Ang gagawin lang ng Remulla na yan, tatakutin niya na ng kaso yung mga politiko na yan. So that they can control the entire country with the elected officials, especially those in the highest positions. Through kita mo nga si may heartbeat sensor. Masyado sila magaling gumawa ng story and they, really abuse the powers of government. Yan lang ang gagawin yan. Maniwala kayo sa akin. I am saying this right now. Pag naging ombudsman yan, Inday Sara, and next, they will make an example of Vice President Inday Sara. Kasi pag nagawa nila yan, ang sunod niyan, tatakutin na kayo. Kasi Vice President nga, kinaya nila. So huwag mo kaming utuin na Remulla. That's why they're weaponizing the government because they're trying to attempt an authoritarian regime. And they make it so subtle na bababa si Marcos, papalit sila ng kanila, and then so on and so forth. They are attempting an authoritarian regime because si Marcos, during his teens, and he thinks it's his birthright na kanila tong Pilipinas, and along with these oligarchs and cronies. So they feel that the Philippines is theirs. Well, that was a long time ago. You will fail. You will not succeed with what you are doing. I am sure that yung mga tao lang man din na naniniwala dyan na may dissent talaga. You cannot, sa politika, tulad namin, mga Duterte, may ayaw din talaga dyan. So, be it. But, if they believe kaling itong movie na ginagawa na mga, I think you're really people.